Big up to everyone. Lovely family, lovely friends out there. Whatever you're watching Awini Unity platform from, thank you so much. And we do really appreciate your time for always staying here with us at Awini Unity platform. Whatever part of Africa you may be watching us from, this platform, we talk about African football, we talk about African national teams, we talk about African clubs, we talk about African players around the world. So this video basically we're going to be focusing on African players that are born in Europe and trying to switch nationality to play for the continent of Africa. So let's drop in very quick. We have a lot of Ghanaian players to talk about. We have Nigerian players to talk about, Mali players to talk about right here. We're starting from Ghanaian-born Callum Hudson-Odoi. Yesterday, I got a call. Yesterday, Saturday, I got a call from a friend of mine living in England. Told me that he guess he was listening to Talk Sports. That is where he got the news that Thomas Tuchel is considering to call Callum Hudson-Odoi to England national team. And if you are from Ghana, probably you may know the player that I'm talking about, the player you are seeing on your screen. Callum Hudson-Odoi is a Ghana target for a very long time, even when Ghana was going to the World Cup. When I used to talk about Pacific only Ghana football, I used to give you guys about this update and all that. So when my friend said this yesterday, I wasn't really surprised. And the reason why I wasn't surprised, last 2 weeks before Callum Hudson-Odoi got injury, last 2 weeks, I don't know how many of you watched the game between Nottingham Forest against Southampton when Nottingham Forest won that game by 3-2. Something happened there that it was 3 things, and I want to draw your attention into that. The reason why I wasn't surprised when my friend told me. One, Thomas Tuchel went there to watch the game. Second, the commentator also said something that is likely Thomas Tuchel will try to invite Odoi. Third thing that happened, Odoi also scored a beautiful goal that very game against Southampton. That is where he got the injury. So when I hear this news, or my friend told me this yesterday, I wasn't that much surprised. And the reason why I wasn't surprised is Thomas Tuchel know Odoi very well. Odoi played under him during back the days when Thomas Tuchel used to be a coach of Chelsea Football Club. And he was, by that time, he was giving Odoi playing time, even when they won I think the Club World Cup. So they both know each other very, very well. So this is something, it is not something that really confirmed, but was a discussion they were discussing in Sky Sports, and my friend told me yesterday, Saturday, Odoi having confirmed that he's going to play for England or Ghana, but as we all know, he already played for England for some time ago, for some years ago, I think about 620. I do not remember the year exactly, but he played for England, I think three times or so. And since then, he was invited to England under 21, and Odoi refused to go. So since then, there was also a lot of talk in England that if he refused to play for England under 21 and he think that he deserves for the national team, then they are not going to invite him. It was a talk like that in Sky Sports for some years ago, maybe about 4 or 5 years ago. So that is the news that going around, and a lot of people that always ask that Odoi cannot play for Ghana again because he had played for England already. I have repeated this so many times here. I explained the reason why he can still play for Ghana as things stand now. Let's watch this video. Some of you that are familiar of this platform, I have been showing you this video that I'm about to share with you right here. So do not be surprised. I have been sharing the video. Let's watch the video. The reason why Odoi can still play again before we continue again. This video is a very long time video, since when Ghana was going to the World Cup, and I give you guys update if you remember exactly. So let's listen to that a little bit once again. Then we have much more African players to share with you right here.
Some people might ask, how can he play for Ghana, having represented England 3 times? The last of those caps came in a competitive game back in November 2019. Well, FIFA rules state that a player can change association if they have 3 caps or less, provided none of those caps came in an international tournament, which they haven't. Furthermore, the player qualifies to play for another country provided their caps came while they were under the age of 21, and that is what has happened with Callum Hudson-Odoi. One stipulation: the player must wait 3 years from his last cap from the previous country to representing the new country. So if he was to choose Ghana, and that's a big if at the moment because no decision has been made despite these reports.
Okay, so just to remind you once again that nothing have changed. This video I just share with you to know that if Odoi still want to play for Ghana, nothing have changed or nothing has blocked his chance to play for Ghana. But that is the latest news we have for you for Thomas Tuchel considering to call Odoi to England national team. So let's wait and see. This is something that talk is going on, and we don't know whether Odoi is going to consider and go back to England or not. So let's move to something here. For a very long time, I used to talk about Africans. When you want players that born in Europe to play for Africa, when they are young, invite them to play for under 17, under 16, under 20, under 21. I'm going to share with you a video right here when a Nigeria player who confirmed about the reason why they find difficult to play for Africa. That video is just last Thursday, and one of our brothers have interviewed with the player. I'm going to be showing you the video right here. One, when they come to, I always say, invite the players when they are young to play for the youth team so that they will have connection with Africa. But do not wait when they break through to the senior side. When you try to get them, it's going to be difficult for Africa. Most of the under 17, under 20s, African used to be successful. But now it becomes difficult. Personally, when you talk about Nigeria, if you are talking about under 17 World Cup, in the whole world, Nigeria is a country who are successful when they come to under 17 World Cup. Nigeria won the under 17 World Cup 5 times. No country have ever done that. Only Nigeria. Second is Brazil. Asan to be corrected. Second is Brazil, who won the tournament 4 times. And the third is Ghana and Mexico, who won the under 17 World Cup twice. When we talk about Africa, under 20, Ghana is the only country who won the under 20 World Cup back 2009 in Egypt against Brazil, when Ghana even played 10 against 11 and won against Brazil.
As Ghana have the chance to win it, and it's Badu. Africa are 1 kick away from their first ever success at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. If Badu can score this penalty, is it Africa? Is it Africa? It is! Ghana have won the competition for the first time.
So that is the first time ever African team won FIFA Under-20 World Cup back in African side. So invite these players when they are young. Invite them. Ghana find difficult to go for Under 17 World Cup and in 20. I look at Cameroon, look at Morocco, look at most of all Africa. Zambia How many times African teams went to under 17, under 20, and went to finals again? Why can't we invite? We're gonna watch Cuba, the Nigeria player who switched nationality to play Nigeria back 2019, and since then he do not get a call up from the Nigerian national team, doing very well in Ayaz. Let's listen to what he said about the reason why a lot of people always say African players, African decent players that are born in Europe do not want to play for their motherland. Let's listen to the answer he had to say about it. Then we continue with some of the African players right here.
Asked in 2019, you declared your allegiance for Nigeria, but between then and now, we've not heard you being called up to the Super Eagles. What do you think is the reason?
I don't have a clue. Maybe like there's a lot of good strikers, of course, but I think for the nation to progress, it needs to be on merit. You know, the players that are performing well need to be selected, and I tried to give 100%, and I've been waiting since 2019. You know, I switched allegiances a long time ago, but you know, if it happens, it happens. If not, I'll just keep working hard.
Did you at any point consider England first? Because we have a situation where players put their European nations first, and when that chance don't come, then they say, I want to play for Nigeria.
Yeah, but listen, let me clarify this. Yeah, this is for all the young English players and whatever. When you grow up in England, you play for England under 16s, under 17s, under 18s, under 19s, all the way up to under 21s. We never have the chance of playing for Nigeria under 16s, under 17s, under 18s. You know what I mean? It's only when you start to break through in the first team that Nigeria will come and say, come and play for our nation. So it's not that the players are just switching over because they can't play for England. It's just that they haven't had the opportunity to play for Nigeria from a young age because they play in England. And, you know, they're playing for England from the youth levels all the way up. So, of course, I'm a Nigerian boy, you know, I would love to play for Nigeria, but I just haven't had the chance to, that's all. So, yeah.
Okay, final question because of Victor. Mikel Obi said, if you want to play for Nigeria, do it early. Not when you're 27, 28, 29. Do you feel it be attacked by such a statement because you're in that age bracket?
I don't feel attacked because, like I just said, we don't have the chance to play for Nigeria from a young age. I was never approached, you know, when I was young to play for Nigeria. You know, so when you're already in the England system at under 16s, you're playing the tournaments, blah, blah, blah. You're in the England system already, you know. So that's all you know. And then as you get older, you start to realise, of course, it's difficult to play for England, of course. But it doesn't mean that you're just jumping ship, you know. It's just that you haven't had the chance, you haven't been approached. And I think that's the case for many players, you know. And also I feel like as if you want to represent the country, you know, the better talents that Nigeria has, the stronger the nation is.
Exactly.
Ultimately, you're repping Nigeria. When you put that Nigerian shirt on, nobody cares about your past.
Exactly.
You're a Nigerian boy, you know. So, you know.
So, that is a player, Cuba, who was also Swiss nationality back 2019. Since then, he's been doing very well in Ayaz, even when he used to play for Maribor in England as well. Since then, he's been doing very, very well, but he's not getting called up from the Nigerian national team. That what he said, that is actually 100% true. Most of these players, when they are young, they don't get called up from Africa leaders to represent the under 17, under 20, under 21, any part of Africa. Till the time when these guys also struggle, broke through to the senior side, that is where, boom, the African FA, they will say, well, come and pray for us. And when it happens so, like the player just said, because it is kind of somehow, when you grew up somewhere, you are already into the system, like the brother already said everything, you are already into the system, whether England, Spain, Germany, Holland, Belgium, any part of European nation, You have been playing there for under 19, for under 16, under 17, under 20. So you now become familiar with that country. I always say, even some of us that wasn't born here, been here maybe probably 10 to 11 years in this country, sometimes you're used to some certain things here than maybe probably the country that you from, maybe because of the time you spend in that country. What about talking about the people that was even born in the country? So my advice is always to Ghanaian and Nigerian, Zambians, Cameroonian, Malians, that if you want these players, monitor some of them that are doing very well in the youth level. Invite some of them for under 17, under 20. When they play with the under 20, under 19, when they get to some level, it's very, very easy for you to convince them to play for you. But if you don't do it so and you are waiting for them to break through, it's going to be very difficult for you. Now, let's go to Mali. We talk about Adama Traore. Adama Traore, back for some time ago, Adama Traore was invited when he used to play for Wolves, Wolverhampton Wanderers, doing very well. Mali invite Adama Traore. Mali that time have to play a game against Ghana and Tunisia. I think that was a friendly match against Ghana and Tunisia World Cup playoff. Back 2019, Mali invite Adama Traore and Adama Traore accept to play for Mali back 6 November 2019. Yes, 6 November 2019. That is where the Spanish FA also say they want Adama Traore. At the moment, they knew very well that Mali have give invite for Adama Traore to play for them, and they even presented a jersey for him, and he accept. You can see it on your screen. And Mali include Adama Traore in their squad. The next day, he got a call up from Spanish FA. That is where Adama Traore turned down against Mali. He did not go. Why? Because he was born in Spain, who played for Barcelona Youth Academy, grew up in Spain, play for the youth level, also play for Barcelona. So of course, this was the squad. Adama Traore was part. You can see it, that when Spanish they call him, he returned I think about 20. He could not play in 2019. He was tested COVID of that year, so he couldn't play for Spain. The next following year, Mali invite him again. He said he's gonna go. He do not go. The next day, Spanish people also invite him back 2020. He went to play for Spain. He could not play. He was also something. He was having a fever or something, so he could not make it through. So he was dropped in the squad, and he was called back to the Spanish national team again, and he came from bench to play against Portugal. And he played, I think, about 8 games for Spanish national team. Now we do not know where he is. Norway, Madueke played for Chelsea and also played for England national team. He was also talking about this for some time ago, that he grew up in England and he played for England youth level, so he wants to represent England. And now he's doing very well with England so far, and also doing well with England, because 2015 he was a player that Nigeria and NFF wanted him so bad. Norway Madueke back 2015. They pursued him so many times, and he refused and chose England. And not that because the players are doing wanted to play, but our people are not inviting them when they are young. So that is my advice for most of African leaders all the time, that I'm talking about football people. Some players, we normally talk about some players are doing very well in their academy, they are doing very well, and when a lot of attention is not into them, that is the time you're supposed to invite them to play for the youth side. Even if you invite them 2-3 matches from under 17, under 20, and they didn't get chance again, it is much more easier when they get to some certain level and you want to invite them. At least they have some little bit connection of the African side, so it will be easy for Africans. Someone, a lot of players out there, they feel the same. So yeah, that is the latest update we have for you concerning African players, particular African players that are born in Europe. Yes. So thank you so much for always watching. If you haven't subscribed to the platform, do subscribe to the platform. We talk about African football, club, national teams, African players across around the world. So yeah, that is it. Enjoy your Sunday with your lovely family, and always remember, stay away from trouble. One love.